Church is maybe one of the most segregated institutions in our country. In our episode of Drop the Stones, we were talking about just this equality going around and sharing funds in school systems, and we started realizing and discussing this that we never really noticed much diversity in our churches either. We saw that, for the most part, all the churches we ever attended were extremely white. And our communities aren't purely 100% white. There's all sorts of diversity in our community. I walk around, I see people of many different colors and creeds and nationalities in grocery stores and everything like this. But if I go to a church, it's going to be pretty homogenous. And the churches we always attended looked like vitamin D milk, extremely creamy and extremely white. And for a practice that wants to declare that the sun shines equally upon all of God's children, they sure don't practice this a whole lot. Now, I know it's probably uncomfortable for someone of a different race to come into a white church because they're going to stick out. And I noticed this in one of the last churches we went to. There was maybe one or two non-white families in the church, and one was called up on one Sunday service to culturally educate us and try to influence a different way of how to worship, to liven up the white folk a little bit and loosen them up and be not so stiff-necked in their worship practices. And it was uncomfortable because it was almost like it was just singling out these individuals to say, hey, we have this here. We have a black friend type thing. And it just felt uncomfortable and awkward as his family was hoisted up there to do this. And the father was trying to lead a worship segment of the service. And I was just wondering, out of all this, if anyone else kind of noticed this also, that the churches they attended to were pretty segregated. Wasn't a whole lot of thing. I'm assuming some of these larger mega churches with multiple thousands of people attendance or more, just because of the numbers, you're obviously going to have to dig into a deeper pool. But I think when you get into smaller churches, they tend to be pretty all white, or pretty all black, or pretty all Latino, or pretty all Asian. I know around our parts they tend to be that way. Is the same with you? Do the churches have trouble practicing what they preach when it comes to diversity and inclusion and acceptance of everyone, no matter their cultural background?